Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG we know and love as VP La Pew Pew. You might know it's a leFH or a leaf blower. This one is on the northeast corner of Glacier, and it's under the command of targy of 3RTR. Now, it looks like he's done a bit of hill climbing here because he's going right up on top of the hill. It's not a particularly fast Arty, actually. Based on the heavy tank, it doesn't have a huge amount of horsepower. And of course, when it was built, it actually was one of the slowest tanks at the time, 28 kilometers an hour. But that's because it's carrying a lot of weight as well. That huge gun, and of course the gun shield and all the ammo, means it's actually a little bit slower than a standard Char B1. Okay, he's looking over to the far side of the battlefield. This area has changed quite a bit since the start of the Glacier map. Oh, we spotted an enemy tank. It's an Su-85. And he's dialing in on the target. Let it settle about right there. Fires his round in. Unfortunately, we don't get anything. Now, there are 3 Arty on either team in this game. The enemy team's got an AMX-13AM, a Gorilla, and a 105 leFH18B2. Whereas on our team, we've got an AMX-13AM, an Su-122A, and a PP. So, yep, both teams quite Tier 5, you might say. Well, it is Tier 5 game. Rounds out in the Churchill. Just goes a little too long there. I think he's got the range just about right. Rounds out. Oh, that was a penetrating shot. 434 hit points. A low roll. Or a high roll, actually. Sorry. And he wipes the guy out with another penetrating shot immediately afterwards. So, very good shooting. These rounds are capable of doing 410 alpha, 53 millimeters a pin, and 1.91 meters on the burst radius. He fires a bit of a snapshot at the Su-85 and misses. The Su-85 moves his position because, of course, he knows he's being fired at, and he goes down to the Excelsior. Next target's a Wolverine. And he does fire snap again, and I kept saying, and I think targy does know, you shouldn't really fire snap, because if you do, chances are you're going to miss the enemy tank. He does get 124 hit points off the Wolverine with that shot. Lining up another one, rounds out. Narrowly misses him, but does get another 45 hit points. Wolverine's still alive. Not for long, though. He gets killed by RKV1. We're 3 up on the enemy, so it's going well in this battle so far. He's having a look now to the south, because there are a few enemy tanks trying to go around the map. He just saw a Churchill 1, and there was an AMX CLC there as well. The Churchill 1's a one-shot. And in fact, the Su-100 on our team wipes him out. So he's gone. There's that ELC again. He fires snap and misses. Most of the time, it's worth dialing in on a target, not firing snap. Because if you fire snap, you miss the chance to get a kill. And chances are you will just make a hole in the ground at the other end. It's much more worth it if you actually dial in on the target instead. He thinks there's somebody in that tree line over there. That's where the M10, RBFM, and the Panzer IV Aslains H were spotted. He fires snap at the Gorilla and misses. He's dialing in for the next shot. Can he get it? Well, no, because the Gorilla moves away and he gets wiped out afterwards. So I think he missed out on another kill there, because if he'd actually dialed in on that Gorilla, I think the guy would have expired with one shot. He sees the M10, but from this angle and this height, because remember, he's still up on the mountain, the little rocks, he can't get a shot at that guy. Oh, he can definitely hit this one, though. It's an 82, and he's right out in the middle of the map, up on top of that ridgeline. That was a shot that landed next to him, and he's got to bruise the middle now. The second shot hits him and tracks him. Can he get another shot? Rounds out. And in fact, it's a kill shot. So 2 kills now. There's only 4 enemies remaining. 2 of those are Arty. One's a bathtub, and the other one is a Panzer IV Ausrung H. Now, as far as we know, 2 of those tanks are right round the other side of the map. We're having a quick look to see if we can find them. In fact, one has been spotted. It's the Fifi on the enemy team. But we're not looking in that direction. We're looking for the Panzer IV Ausrung H. And the Fifi gets killed. And there's the other one, the AMX-13AM. And he's backing away from the Fifi. But targy ignores him. And in fact, he gets killed by the Excelsior. And that guy's got 2 now. 2 Arty have gone down to him. Well, that's quite a dismount. Usually that would involve damage to the vehicle, but targy doesn't seem to mind. She just wants to get closer to the enemy. Now, that's the reason why the reticule is jiggling about. It's because he's on the move. Oh, and there we just briefly saw the bathtub again. And he just killed our KV-1. We fired snap. Oh, we did get a kill this time. Even though he fired snap and it turned out to be the bathtub. That's his 3rd kill. Can he get the 4th one? Well, he does wound the Panzer IV, but he goes down and taken out by the Su-122A. And that is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the 2nd class tanker for targy of 3 RTR in the 105 leFH18B2. He managed to get a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9, and his win rate from that game was 3,952, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Excelsior, and that guy did exceptionally well because he got a Demetrius medal. You don't often see that nowadays because, of course, Wargaming deliberately tries to cut down the number of Arty in any one game. And to get a Demetrius, you have to kill 3 enemy SPGs in one game. And yes, so it's very rare to see 3 SPGs on the enemy team. And that guy managed to get them all. He also got the high caliber and the top gun for 2,101 hit points of damage. 2nd highest damage actually did turn out to be targy. He got 1,493. 3rd highest was the Panzer IV Ausrung H on the enemy team. He got 1,439. When it came to kills, yep, it was the Excelsior again. 6 kills to him, a Top Gun. 3 kills went to targy, and 3 kills went to the enemy Fifi as well. In fact, targy possibly could have got a lot more than 3 kills. In fact, he might have got a Top Gun as well, because quite a few of the targets he was aiming at, he didn't dial in. He fired snap, and then he had to wait for the reload. And by the time the reload happened and he fully dialed in, the target moved or was already killed by somebody else on his team. So, yes, target does definitely need to, if he sees a target, dial in on it. Don't fire straight away. Dial in the hope that he will actually then get an accurate shot on target. He did fire snap on one target and actually did hit it. That was the bathtub. But of course, that's very rare. It's 1 in 10 shots, maybe, or maybe less, that you'll fire snap and get a direct hit. When it came to base XP, we can see that it was the Excelsior again. He got 1,363. So he obviously excels in the Excelsior. Oh dear, that's such a terrible pun. The only player to get over 1,000 base. Targy picked up 757 in second place, and 607 went to the KV1. He fired 25 rounds, so he only used up half of his ammunition in that game, but he got 7 direct hits on the enemy and 4 penetrating shots. Yes, he was certainly doing well with the penetrations. He got 7 splashes as well. 1,493 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. So which tanks did he penetrate? Well, he must have penetrated the Churchill twice, and it does show 2 penetrations, 816 hit points of damage from that one tank alone. And yes, he did penetrate that AT2 up on the ridgeline on the center of the map. One of those shells hit it and went right through the armor. So that's the 3 penetrations, or 4, actually it was 4, wasn't it? So who else did he penetrate? Oh, it was the bathtub. Yes, that last shell, the snapshot, did actually go through him and wipe him out. Anyway, he also managed to get 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, 335 hit points of damage assistance. He earned a profit on the game of 66,357 credits on a premium count, got 50,000 for a mission completion, and he also picked up 2,725 experience points. So really, it would be great if Targy could actually dial in on the target, but he loves firing snap, and I think that costs him a lot of medals because he does that. I think he would really be rocking the Fifi every time he took it out if he let it dial in on target. And I've seen Calvin do that, and Calvin's not very well at the moment. He's recovering from an operation. So do all spare him your thoughts and good wishes, because he's a bit under the weather, but I'm sure he'll be back for us very soon. But yes, Calvin dials in on his targets, so does Angelina, and they get accurate shots. That's how they come up with such brilliant shots in some of the games they've played recently. But Targy just needs to get the dial in done on his Fifi. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.